Just- Mhm. Hello, everyone. Welcome to BizChicks TV. This is the place where you can find tips and tools to help you do business better. We're here to help you run a profitable business that's fun to run and to take the hassle out of your hustle. And today we are here with Robin Shimizu talking about happy, healthy habits. Robin, it's always
Morning, Carolina.
good morning. It's always great to have you in the studio. I am still learning about these new buttons over here on StreamYard
Okay.
for the introduction. So if we had a double introduction today, I welcome you all twice. Those of you who are listening live and those of you on the replay. So, Robin, I just want to say that we are always excited when you're in the studio. And we want to give a shout out to my partner, Miss Francine Gregory, real estate entrepreneur and tech diva. I'm Carolina from California Cover Ups. Welcome, everybody, to Biz Chicks. What do you have for us today, Robin?
Well, we have a very special guest that will be joining us in a few minutes. But before we go there, I thought, okay, so I was watching television the other day,
Mm-hmm.
and a doctor came on and said, you have to take CoQ10. I'm like,
Oh,
well, what's CoQ10? I don't know if
mhm.
I want to take that or not. So they're advertising all this stuff right on television. And,
Correct.
people need, it's actually, it kind of bothers me that there's so much advertising on television about, prescriptions and things like that. But anyway, I get off my soapbox. Okay. So I looked up CoQ10 and
Mhm.
um, I thought, well, I will share with the audience a little bit of information about it because it is a very important, it's an antioxidant actually, uh,
Oh,
which I didn't know that. So it's an antioxidant that your body produces naturally and your cells need CoQ10 for growth and maintenance. It's called actually coenzyme Q10.
hmm.
People have been taking it for years, and people, when I talk to people about it, they say they do it for their heart. And so I'll go on and tell you why.
Yeah, and every once in a while it comes up in my, repertoire. I go buy a bottle and then I forget about it. There's so many, I have so
There's,
many vitamins up there. It's like, oh, what does
there's
this
a lot. Yeah. Um, so you find CoQ10 in meat, fish, and nuts.
do?
The amount of CoQ10 found in these dietary sources, though, aren't usually significant enough. So doctors are recommending, and now, okay, so we always have a caveat to be sure to check with your doctor, but doctors do
Please.
recommend this is one of those supplements that people could put in their daily routine because it's that important.
Mm.
Okay, and it says, okay, so CoQ10 dietary supplements are available as capsules, otherwise, or tablets, liquid syrups, and wafers. And they might help or treat certain heart conditions as well as migraine headaches. So there's a laundry list of things that it can help. Heart conditions, CoQ10 has been shown to improve symptoms of congested heart failure. Although findings are mixed, CoQ10 might help reduce blood pressure. Some research also suggests that when combined with other nutrients, CoQ10 might aid recovery in people who have had bypass and heart valve surgeries. Now, this
Hmm.
is from the Mayo Clinic, this article that
This
I
is interesting
mm,
because I have a friend who just passed because they weren't able to, um, they needed a heart and they had received a heart. But then a couple of years later, they just didn't.
and as I get older, I'm in my 70s now, and I'm hearing more and more people having AFib and having heart issues that I had never heard about, when I was in my younger years. I think it comes with age, and it's just, anyway, that's what we all talk about when we get together, us as girls anymore. Okay, second thing it can help with is diabetes. Although some
Oh,
students, oh, wait a minute. Although some studies are needed, some research suggests that CoQ10 may help reduce low density lipoprotein LDL cholesterol and total cholesterol levels in people with diabetes, lowering the risk of heart disease. Okay, Parkinson's disease. Recent research suggests that even high doses of CoQ10 don't seem to improve symptoms in people with Parkinson's disease. Okay, so it's staying not working for Parkinson's disease.
Oh, okay.
And then some people are on statin drugs.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know anything about it because I don't take any of those kind of medications, but statin-induced myopathy. Some research suggests that CoQ10 might help ease the muscle weakness and pain sometimes associated with taking statins.
Oh, see, I didn't know there was pain associated with statins.
I guess it's a side effect, huh?
It must be. I don't know because I don't take it.
Yeah. And then it's supposed to help with migraines. Some research suggests that CoQ10 might decrease the frequencies of these headaches
Okay.
and physical performance because CoQ10 involves in energy production. It's believed that this supplement might improve physical performance. However, research in this area is still mixed.
Okay.
So they say generally it's safe. But
Mm-hmm.
there are side effects. So let me go over that just really.
Okay.
Generally safe, CoQ10 supplements might be beneficial for treating conditions such as congestive heart failure and preventing migraines. CoQ10 is considered safe with very few side effects. However, be sure to take the supplement under your doctor's supervision. CoQ10 supplements appear to be safe and have, okay. You can have upper abdominal pain, loss of appetite,
Mm-hmm.
nausea and vomiting, and diarrhea. So those could be side effects. Other possible side effects are headaches and dizziness, insomnia, fatigue, skin itching or rashes, irritability, and agitation. And it
Well,
says it's during pregnancy, the safety use of CoQ10 during pregnancy and breastfeeding hasn't been established. Don't
mhm.
use it if you're pregnant. And that's the end of the article.
Okay. Well, that's interesting because the side effect could be headaches, but you're taking it to get rid of headaches. That's kind of interesting.
Yeah, I think it's one of those things. I have an appointment with my doctor this coming week, and we're going to go
Mhm.
over all of my supplements and stuff. So
I
I think
think I'd rather just have some mixed nuts on the counter.
exactly right. Get rid of the candy, Halloween candy, whatever we're going to have around, and
Exactly.
put some nuts out there. Yeah, that's a good idea.
Hmm. Yep.
Okay,
All righty.
so we're very excited today. We have Jill Weston with us, all the way from Mexico. Um, and I'm going to read her bio. It's very short, and then
We're
we'll
international today.
yes, we're international today. Jill Weston is affectionately known as the stress whisperer, using her calm vibe and voice to help people navigate stress and anxiety in order to move through everyday life more smoothly. Her focus on easy to learn mindfulness and meditation sessions means anyone can benefit from her teachings, regardless of their level of experience with meditation. That's so very true. Jill has specialized in mindfulness and meditation for 12 years. It's actually more now because this is a little, anyway,
Mhm.
and serving thousands of clients. She hosts workshops, retreats, teacher trainings, and is a contributor on Insight Timer app. Insight Timer app. Her business, Breathing Space, was born out of a lifelong guiding principle to be of service. So with that, let's bring on Jill Weston, all the way from
Here
Mexico.
to calm our chaos, right?
Yes, we're always so excited to see Jill. Hi,
Good
Jill.
morning. How are you all?
All is
Good to
well.
see you.
All righty. I'm sorry, I had to put everybody in place.
New buttons.
Yes. And Jill, we're going to put you in the spotlight here
All right.
and make sure everybody knows that it's you that is speaking. Okay.
Good morning, everybody. And
Mhm.
yes, I am coming to you from San Miguel de Allende, Mexico. So here we would say buenos dias, which is just good morning. So I'm so happy to be here on the show.
We are so happy to have you.
And thank you, those of you who are joining live or on the replay. This morning, I'm going to be talking about the title is Mind Your Business. Mind Your Business. And it's mindfulness tips for primarily women in business because it is BizChicks. And I know in BizChicks, when I was back in Sacramento, sometimes we would have men join us. So, again, if you were listening in, everybody is welcome. And the idea today is I'm calling this Mind Your Business, Mindfulness Tips. And I'm going to give you 4 different areas that we're going to talk about. And I'm going to encourage Robin and Terry to jump in. And it's going to be set, prep, align, and acknowledge. So set, prep, align, and acknowledge. And I know, Terry, you do enjoy when I do a guided meditation. There will not be a guided meditation today. I'm sorry, because I want to talk a little bit more. And again, if there's anyone listening live, if you have questions, and even if you're listening on the replay, you can always reach out to me afterwards. If you're like, what did you say? And how do I do that? So today will be more discussion, but you can sit in mindfulness or sit in meditation with any of this. So the first one I'm going to go over is setting your intentions before you work on your to-do list, setting intentions before you make that phone call, setting intentions before you post on Instagram, setting your intentions before you take on new skills. So BizChicks, for example, has great workshops. I think there's a virtual coming up soon. Set your intention before you take a course. Set your intention before you get to work. And you might say to yourself, well, how do you set an intention? A lot of it literally is slowing down to check in with your breath first. And then seeing how you want to approach the day, how you want to approach the event, how you want to approach the task. So sometimes we jump right into, how many of you, for example, get up out of bed and you check your email right away? Or you go to your to-do list. You may not be in the right frame of mind. Your body may not be prepared to take on that task. So how do you set yourself up first? And I ask questions when I work with people like, how do you feel? And how do you want to feel? Okay. Now, this doesn't mean that you have to change your feelings right away. Terry and I were talking earlier. I'm not a morning person. But for me, it's very important to set my intention, like when I do a morning show. And luckily for me, I'm an hour later. But sometimes I've been on the show and it's 6 a.m. my time. Since I already know that, I need to check in and set my intention before I go on. So it's centering your mind before some business demands take over, before other things take over. And sometimes, like, I love my to-do list, but like my to-do list today has 25 items on it. Does not mean they're all important. But if I didn't slow down and recheck my list, I could become overwhelmed. For example, I do my to-do list the night before, so I'm not thinking about things all day. So those were 25 things that I was ready, willing, and able to do last night. So when I wake up today, I knew I wanted to do this, and I got myself ready. But when I get done, those other 24 things may not be good for me to do. So I'm going to check in and be intentional and go, you know what? All that's shifted. I'm doing something different. Okay. So again, set your intentions before you start your to-do list. The second piece I want to talk about is prepping. And we prep in many different ways. I'm going to maybe ask Terry and Robin if they want to jump in as to, how do you prep for business tasks? And that could be, I plug in my computer, or I, get my notes out. So what are some ways just quickly that you might prep before you start a business task?
Wow. You know what? I have to have something to drink. I have to have some water
Okay.
or something, and make sure my computer's charged.
Perfect.
I'm one of
Perfect.
those persons who, if my computer's at 70%, I'm plugged in.
Mm-hmm. Robin, is there any special way that you prep before starting some business tasks?
Well, other than getting my desk ready, so getting everything that I need, my tools and, whatever, having it handy, and whatever file it is that I'm working on, whether it be a binder or file, I just have everything here and try to have the space to do it.
Mm-hmm.
Just
Perfect.
so you got to pick your timing, things like that.
Yeah, perfect. So, and I'll share a story that I shared with Terralina just before this. So imagine again that you don't have your computer set up, that your computer is not powered up. Actually, on the Insight Timer app that I'm a teacher on, I was listening to another teacher's section, and she's always just like on the ball, super calm voice. She does some sound healing, she does discussion. I was moving around the house listening. I heard her go, "Oh, I think I lost you guys." Well, her husband had laid out, sounded like she had like 2 charging ports or something for whatever device she was using. Well, it turns out her husband had laid those out for her, which was nice. She had assumed that they were charged, so she went in and used them. And so it took out the video portion. We could still hear her voice, which was fine. But that's another thing of like, a lot of times, again, I go to open my computer and I'm halfway through something and the light starts blinking like you're about to shut down and I have to go grab. So it kind of sounds like an obvious, but if we're not mindful, all we're thinking is, I got to get on that call. I got to post this on Instagram. I got to write my content. Well, even if you still handwrite, which is actually very good for you, okay, I'm going to sit down and write my content. Do you have your pen? Do you have your most favorite pen that helps you write better? So that prepping is putting yourself in the best position to do your business task. And then there's also another little piece of, can you prepare your body and your mind? Meaning, when I come in for these calls, I make sure I have time to get my tech part ready because it's something I'm not the best at. But I also like to literally sit for a minute and go, okay, am I comfortable the way that I'm sitting? These glasses are, they work well online, but they also slide down my nose. So every once in a while, I'm like, do I need different glasses? How is my lighting? Can I literally sit for a moment and tell my body I'm ready for this task? And sometimes when we hear people talk or do presentation, they're talking like this, and I'm ready to go ahead. And you can literally hear, and I'm slowing myself down right now, you can literally hear in their voice, there's nothing wrong with it, but you can hear that their body is not, like, you're not connected to your body because you rushed in, you sat down. I'm so worried. What am I going to say? And then your voice is up here, and even look at what my chest is doing versus taking a breath, sitting down and going, I'm ready for this discussion. So if something went wrong right now, say that my lights went off, my body is prepared and already relaxed, and I just keep going. Okay. So the prep part, again, is getting yourself literally ready for the task. So you have everything that you need. And then taking a minute. And I say pause before, during, and after. I have no problem right now. And again, you sometimes hear people say, I forgot what I was going to talk. Well, oh my goodness, I don't know what I'm supposed to talk about right now. It's okay to be authentic, but all that does, the way I'm doing it right now, it alarms your body. So if right now I'm like, and this is my inner voice, kind of forgot, was I on step 2 or step 3? Stop and breathe. All right, I'm going to go on now with my 3rd step. I'm going to go back and recap what I said. You don't have to say out loud all the things that are going on in your monkey mind or body. It's okay, because again, it can be very authentic. But I see business people who do that constantly. So if you're on stage, if you're doing a presentation, even during a podcast, and I'm not saying it's bad because of what your audience might think, but it's because of where you're coming from in your body. Don't you get your body so alarmed about not remembering that your body can't remember. Okay. So again, before, during, and after, just take a moment. Like, it's okay to be silent too sometimes for a minute. And it helps to recharge your focus, productivity, and some burnout. The next one is really, for me, it's really, really important. And BizChicks has helped me a lot with this, is align. And what that means is make decisions coming from your heart. Make decisions that align with your values. And lots of people teach about that. Like there's coaching around that, which is great. But I'm going to add one more element that sometimes we forget. Align your business and align what you do with your skills. Okay. So all of us have great messages to get out. For me, it's never like spoken to me to do a podcast, for example. I do love to speak, but for whatever reason, I'm like, no, podcasts just don't, this is just not something that like lights me on fire. So I'm not going to go do that. I appear on podcasts. I love to be a guest on a podcast if anyone out there is interested. But for me, it's not aligning with my purpose, with my skill set, with what I love to do a podcast. So I'm not going to do it. So integrate that, really be mindful about what am I doing? What's my platform? How is it working for me? I am on the Insight Timer app because literally I write up my content. I push a button. Oh, Dr. Tachi said it's a great point. Thank you. So I get on that app. I can put my information in really quickly to complete to submit my courses and my meditations. And then when I go live, I literally push a button. So again, I'm not a great lover of learning new tech. What aligns with me is to work with a company that I press a button and I go live. And my last live, I think it was over 120 people on there. It's a beautiful way for me to connect with people with my skill set. So again, I'm not going to do a podcast, and people could say, oh, I could teach you, you could learn. Thank you very much. Just doesn't appeal to me. But I am so glad that other people do podcasts. Okay. So align, meaning align your business, what you want to do with your values and skills. Does not matter what everybody else is doing. Okay. So again, I post on Instagram when I want to. I post on, I'm still on Facebook. And people go, oh, you should get on Threads. You should get on this. I did start on a new app called Chatter. And it's a kind of an offshoot of Clubhouse. But I am also watching, is it easy for me? Does it align with me? Am I reaching people there that I can help? Okay. So we've talked about set your intentions, prepping, aligning. And then the last one I'm going to share is acknowledging. And I'm using the word acknowledge along with gratitude. So a lot of people will say, practice gratitude. And sometimes I think it ends up when I talk to people about gratitude that it doesn't fit well for them or they're not sure what it means. They're like, oh, all right, I'm really, really glad I made it through the day. I'm like, that's not really true gratitude. So I use another word, and I like the word acknowledgement. So at the end of the day or after a call, maybe after this show is over, I might sit for a moment and go, wow, what am I really grateful about this opportunity or experience? And it could be as simple as I am really grateful that I charge my computer. Or it could be, I'm really, really grateful, which is true, to connect with Robin and Terry. Okay. So you could also think of gratitude if that word doesn't set well with you. Can you acknowledge? Wow, usually I do not remember to plug in my computer, but today I did. I don't usually speak that well, but today I did. And I actually forgot, as I was thinking about acknowledging what I'm grateful for, I forgot back when I was talking about prepping and mindfulness. So I'll end with this story and then hand it back over to Robin and Terry. So another simple, everyday way of being mindful. I have my little setup in my closet here in Mexico because it can be loud. I want to make sure I'm not interrupted. And so that routine is always the same. I have a little table in here. I have my lights. I have everything ready. And my closet door is always the same. Well, today I come through, I shut the closet door, and I literally have like weather stripping up around the door so it's quiet. I go to close the door and the door won't close. I'm like, well, that's kind of odd. I knew though that I had the show to do, and I knew that like I have to sit quietly and plug in all the things. I have Ethernet to make sure that I don't drop, the sound and all. So I was an immediate for me because of what I practice is when the door didn't shut, it was literally door doesn't shut. That's interesting. That's weird. Figure it out. Look around and see why the door is not shutting. Okay. Now, that may not sound like rocket science, but there was a moment there where I could have pushed and shoved the door right because I'm like, oh, I got to get on it. What if my computer? Oh, they might be waiting for me. I had plenty of time, but even if I hadn't, it would not have served me well to push and pull on the door because when I stopped and I looked up at the top, I have over the door hooks. One of the hooks was misaligned. I took the hook off, put it on the floor, sat down, took a breath, and hooked up my computer. Okay. So when we say mindfulness, it doesn't mean you have to go sit somewhere and meditate and chant and do anything strange. I don't have on yoga clothes. I am still being mindful. But imagine with that door, if I had gone into panic mode and pushed and pulled and done whatever, and I was like, I wonder why the door isn't closing. Next step, figure out why the door isn't closing. And if I hadn't been able to figure out, I would have came and sat down and just said, okay, door's not closing. I'm moving through this. Okay. So that is my take today on mind your business. And hopefully that brings you some clarity, balance, and all of us, to me, the purpose for this is for you to be in your purpose. Again, you're not practicing mindfulness to be cute, to be trendy. So when you're clear, when you understand how to move through difficult situations or situations that are not easy for you in business, you can better bring your services to people and you can be of service to people. So that's what I have to say today about mind your business.
Wow.
I love the title. It's very
Mhm.
catchy. This is really a good one, Jill, in terms of us recording it, because sometimes we need recordings. They're like on Thanksgiving, we'll do a recording.
Mhm.
This is a good one for something like that, just to save, because it's SPA. As figured out, your acronym is set, prep, align, and acknowledge a SPA.
It is. It is. I like that, Robin.
It is SPAG, which is gratefulness at the end. So acknowledgement works.
Yeah. Yeah.
I loved it. I loved the talk. It was really great reminder that we just need to slow down. And I tell my sisters all the time, let's just slow down, guys. Let's just bring it down. Because
Bring it down a notch, huh?
yeah. And they think I'm the sloth of the family, which I am in comparison to them. But I said, well, I'm the sloth. Okay. You guys are the bunnies. We have to
I
read in
love it.
between.
What I
Love it.
loved about it, Jill, was that you simplified
Mhm.
mindfulness. Oh
Mhm.
my gosh.
Yeah.
I just get so confused sometimes
Mhm.
when we talk about mindfulness. I'm like, what is that?
Mhm.
And basically, what I heard you saying was that the fact that I get places early means that I call it allowing time for stupid stuff. Okay. Like you locked your keys in the car, or you forgot
Yes.
something, or you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It's time to go back to your car and get it. Or, sometimes if you arrive early, you get preferential treatment. Oh, we don't have a customer right now. Let me wait on you right now.
Yes.
There are different things that can happen when you are prepared, is what I heard you saying.
Yes.
And I think about it in a lot of different tasks, not just in my business, but I won't digress. Okay.
No, you're right though. And mindfulness is a simple way, because there's a difference in mindfulness and meditation, which I think I've done a show on that. But if you think of mindfulness as paying attention with all of your senses, with all of your attention when you can. And imagine, Terry, like in the situation when you said, you get somewhere early because you were mindful of, oh, I always lose my keys. Start looking for your keys 10 minutes early then. Oh, I never have gas in the car. Be mindful and know that, and add a little more time. So now you get somewhere early. Imagine that the person who is receiving you is also mindful. So they're like, oh, here's a person who's here early. Maybe they're relaxed. Maybe I can ask them for help. Maybe I give them preferential treatment, and it feels good. So when people say too, oh, mindfulness heals the world peace, and people are like, whatever, like, imagine the last 3-4 interactions, and we'll keep it with business. Imagine your last 3 or 4 interactions with people in the business world and you weren't treated well. Imagine if they had room to be more mindful. My website went down the other day. I'm going to accept partial responsibility because I have my web hosting with GoDaddy. Well, I went into GoDaddy to look at some emails on the back end, which was fine. They had a little, and I made a little complaint. I shared mindfully. Their first pop-up was something like, do you want a free website? And I was like, and my only choices were yes and no, not now. I am pretty 100% sure I marked no, not now, but it popped up a new website and pulled my website from Offering Tree, where I have my website. I didn't think it, because I didn't know at the time. I was just like, I clicked no, not now.
That was
went
possible.
on and did my thing. Luckily went right back, because I had just done a big campaign about, hey guys, sign up. Here's the October schedule, blah, blah. I was like, why is my website down? So fast forward to, I was like, okay, I need a deep, deep breath. Because I was like, I was not, because I could already be mindful even before that breath. I did not go to, oh my God, I'm never going to recover my website. What I went to was, this is going to be challenging because I know I'm going to have help. I'm going to have to pay attention and listen to what they tell me. I know I could call GoDaddy, but I was like, I need someone who's going to be really, really helpful, that's going to explain it really, really well. And I got all of that. GoDaddy was like, here's what we could do, here's what you could do, but it might take 48 hours. I said, respectfully, is there anything else you can do to bring it back up quicker? No, because we have to do that. I got all lost in that. I reached out to my Offering Tree platform, which is amazing. The tech help there. Within 10 minutes, she had done something on the back end. But along the way, because I call often, I am very nice to them on social media. I am always bringing people to the site so they know me. She's like, Jill, I got you. And this is just through live chat. She's like, you go do what you need to do for 10 minutes. I'm going to do what I need to do. I got you. And I was like, okay. And I went away, did what I did, came back. She talked me through in what I call Jill language, because she'll say things like, I'm going to tell you something that I know you will understand. And then she might say, I'm going to tell you something that you may not understand, but I will explain it to you again. So she was prepping me. My website was up and running because both people knew. And I started with, this is worrisome. I'm a little stressed and I don't do well with tech. And both people were like, don't worry. I was like, okay. So again, that's real live. Like, they were mindful with me and I was mindful back. When she told me, I got you, go away for 10 minutes, come back. I didn't sit there. I was like, I can do that. And then when I came back, I knew by relaxing a little and being mindful, I could hear her instructions better. And I was able to follow her instructions.
Yeah.
So as you said, Terry, mindfulness is just, can you pay attention? Can you notice that your door isn't closing, and can you notice the best way to fix it? So mindful business, mindful parenting, mindful grandparenting, mindful caregiving, Robin, mindful driving.
Mhm.
So I know we're going a little over, but
It's
it
okay.
really is important to understand, and that's why even the word align, figure
Mhm.
out how you do mindfulness. You don't have to do it the way everybody else does. So,
Well, Jill,
thank you.
here's something I want people to keep in mind, and that is that they can find you on your website, which is definitely up.
It is.
I want to share that. Okay. At the breathing space. Can you guys see that on the screen?
Mm-hmm.
All right. And I'm scrolling. Is it scrolling on your end?
Yes.
Yes, and that's the
Okay.
schedule.
It
Mhm.
says, hey, here's something coming up that you might want to sign up for. Guys, Jill is just phenomenal. And we highly recommend it. We've been to her sessions. Um, and I think that you're going to really enjoy interacting with Jill. She's just a wonder. So I'm going to stop sharing this website, and I want to also share the fact that you can also find her here. Just a moment. On Insight Timer. This is where I snagged her bio.
Mhm. And that's a free app, by the way. It's all run on either donations or you could just log in for free. And then the recordings are nice because that's real time. Like there's a bedtime meditation. So if it's 2 o'clock in the morning, you want to take a power nap and you can't sleep, again, you
Mhm.
press a button and you listen. You don't have to wait for any of my sessions.
I love it. Okay, so as you can see, someone's in there right now.
The nice thing about Jill's Insight Timer also, she has different lengths of things that she offers. So one might be 15 minutes and one might be 5 minutes. I haven't been in a while, but it's very convenient
Mhm.
because you can do it on your own time
Hmm.
There you go.
as well as join her live. But yeah, I like Insight Timer. It's pretty cool.
You can sleep better, reduce stress.
But your website itself, Jill, is very user friendly.
Thank
Whether
you.
it's through Insight Timer or through your Zoom that you offer us.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So we just want you to know that there are multiple ways to connect with Jill, to calm your chaos, and to make sure that you are in a space that lets you be mindful of what's going on in your life. Jill, thank you so much for coming in all the way from Mexico. Guys, no matter where you are on the globe, you can connect with Jill and she will
Yeah.
calm the chaos of your mind.
Thank you both.
We call it the stress whisperer. She's really, especially if you're having difficulty relaxing or sleeping, that's her specialty. Jill, thank you so much for what you do.
Mhm.
And we're going to see you soon.
Mhm.
Thank you
Have a
both.
good day. All righty. So now, Robin, tell me what it is you have coming up real quick.
So next week we have Lakeisha Appleton with us. We haven't seen
Mhm.
Lakeisha for a while, so that'll be fun. She's our Mary Kay consultant. And then after that, we have Liz Wood Mullins on Halloween. She'll be
Oh, okay.
Oh yeah, we're gonna have a show on Halloween, right?
I guess we are.
Yeah. 'Cause we have Liz.
Is Liz going to be available? I don't know if she's aware that that's Halloween. We'll check.
Yeah, yeah.
Guys, if not,
And we
we'll
get to see
pre-record.
Lakeisha. So
Mhm.
it'll be fun to see Lakeisha and get ready for the holidays.
Exactly.
So yeah.
So, everyone, we just want to remind you that if you're looking to connect with BizChicks, you can simply text Biz to 33777, or you can join us over at bizchicks.net. We'd love to share with our community what it is you do and how you serve. And we just want to say, Robin, you're amazing. And so are your guests. Thank you again for helping us to find Jill so we can calm our chaos.
Mhm.
For those of you who want to remind you that you can find her over on Inside Timer and on her website, Our Breathing Space. With that, we want to say thank you for your time and have a great day. Thank you again, Robin, for all you do. Bye-bye, everyone.